Hey everybody, this is Larry. This is day 16 of the July Leetcode Daily Challenge. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, join me in Discord. Let me know what you think about today's farm. For some, yeah. So I usually start these live, so if it's a little bit slow, fast forward, skip ahead, whatever you need to do. But this one seems straightforward-ish. What is n? N is 200, so in some language you maybe even be able to get away with n cube or whatever. But I think the easiest way to go about it is to kind of just hash half the possibilities and then look up on the other half. That's basically what I would do. Um, yeah, because basically the idea here is that okay, so let's say you have some. Let me think about this for a second, man. Let's always sort our input just because. Just because it'll be straightforward to do so, and that the cost is not that bad. But we can always let's say we have something like this. So sorry, I'm just speaking through my thought process as well. But let's say we have something like this, and it is going to be clearly n to the fourth, right? So you have something like, and this is pretty much as naive as you can get, right? But the idea here is to, in this case, you actually want to go over it. Oh, it has to be unique as well. What does a unique quintuple mean? Okay. A, B, C, D are all distinct. Oh, the indexes A, B, C. Well, yeah, I mean, they should be distinct. I think this one's a little bit weird in that unique quintuples mean. I think this one is a little bit underspecified, to be honest, in that there is some ambiguity as to what this unique mean. Is it unique with respect to indexes? Is it unique with respect to the numbers? And in this case, for example, you can sort it the other direction or something like that, and it'll be fine. And it actually doesn't tell you specifically that num sub a is less than num sub b and so forth, right? Even though that is the way that they phrase it, but that is a little bit weird though. But 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 so we're going to have to make some educated guess. But in any case, yeah, I mean, because technically speaking, what I wrote here is incorrect in that there are multiple ways to have the same number, though they have the same different indexes, right? I mean, it's not a big deal, but but that's just something that we should consider. I think the standard way would be to, and also one thing to keep in mind is that there is some output sensitivity, meaning that, the number of possible answers may be really big. So in that case, there's no way to get around it. If there's an n to the fourth number of possibilities, which maybe that you cannot due to some mathematical property, but if there is, that would be your lower bound anyway. Okay. But yeah, but the idea here is that, okay, so you have some set, and then here you do something like that, right? And then just return length of answer. And this would be technically be correct, even if it doesn't run in time, is the problem, right? Let's put in the test cases. And yeah, this should be correct. Unless I have a typo, I'm confident about it. Okay, maybe I do have a typo then. What is going on? Oh, wait, no, I'm just being an idiot because I returned the length of the set instead of um, the set itself converted to a list. Okay, so I'm confident about this one, even if it may not run in time. Will it run in time? Hmm. A more straightforward, yeah, a more straightforward way of doing it would be to now, this is enter the fourth. You can literally divide it up the middle. You could divide it in half by putting by hashing all the num sub I and num sub j's, and then just iterate through the k and l's. There is some nuance to this. There is some trickiness in that you don't want to reuse the same indexes. How do I? What is a queen? Hmm. But otherwise, that should be good enough, and we'll play around with that idea in a little bit. Yeah. Okay. And I think there is some. Hmm, let me think about it for a second. So I'm trying to think what is the best way to remove duplicates right now. And because the way that I would write it is maybe something like this. Now we take half at a time. So we just say, let's just say maybe lookup is equal to a default list of a list. And then in that case, I would say, lookup of num sub I plus num sub j, we append it to num sub I, num sub j. And actually, let's make this a set instead of a list because we want to dedupe. And yeah, and then in theory, now we can do for k is in range n, for L is in range of k plus 1, oops, k plus 1n, and then we can just do, look up, well, so we have this thing, right? So that means that if we put this to the other side, that's what we're looking for, right? So that means that our modified lookup, if you will. I'm just trying to think about variable name. Variable names are hard. Yeah. And let's go next lookup and lookup next lookup. No, and target next target. Good target minus. Oh, I guess I got this a little bit backwards because we're given this part to the left. So and the target. So we actually want. Well, we want to put this on the left side, and then now we want to put this on the right side. So it will actually look something like this, right? Is what we're looking for. So that means that this is on the lookup table, and now we have this thing on the right that we have available to us. And yeah, and then now we can just do if n target is in lookup, then lookup of n, then we have to iterate through it and then do some stuff, right? For I maybe xy or maybe ab and lookup of n target. We can do, oh yeah, let's have that answer array still, answer set. So dot add. basically we just want to sort this. That's why it looks a little bit awkward. So this is actually not correct, even though, I mean, it's roughly the idea we had before, but it's not going to be correct because we're reusing the same number. So I don't know if this actually will rework. Isn't it default text? But the problem is that the way that we formulated, k might be the same as I and so forth, right? So we have to be careful about, yeah, and actually it comes out here. For example, this case is because we reuse numbers. So, so I think some of the tricky part now is to figure out, well, how do I get the things into a state such that we don't reuse number? I mean, the naive thing is to kind of put it into the lookup as well, but I worry that it may be too computationally expensive. But maybe that's fine. Actually, what we can do is we just maybe store J, because we want to do them in order. Because so basically the idea here is that, okay, with A plus B plus C plus D is equal to some number target, right? And here, what we want to do, keep this lookup, is just A plus B, right? And maybe we can make some assumption because of, addition is commutative, that A is less than or equal to, but see this, right? So in this case, actually in that case, then we don't even need to store J. In that case, we can actually just enforce this part on here, right? So that means that, okay, actually this is A and B, num sub k is C, so we do, if n num sub k is greater than or equal to B, then that means that we should be good. There may be duplicates because of how we structure things, but in terms of holding this invariant, it should be good. So let's give it a spin. I'm happy about this, but maybe not super confident about this. Yeah. Oh, this is, wow, I am not paying attention, but okay. So if this thing, so yeah, I mean, language implementation aside, I'm more confident about it. So let's see. Okay, so this is still an issue with respect to the same number, because now we, okay, I think I was trying to be a little bit clever, but and do it without. But I think we just, to be honest, we just have to store their indexes, and that should be good enough, because now we can just do, and this is J, because we have this, which also means that num sub, if you want to substitute in, then this is equal to this, and because it's commutative, and because we only want unique versions of this, this could be good. And of course, if after we sort this, that also means that I is less than J, less than K, less than L. So we kind of just make sure that we put J here, then we can just check that if K is strictly greater than J, then we can do this. Okay, so that looks good. Am I confident? To be honest, probably not. But I am happy enough to at least give it a submit, give it a try. There's some places to optimize if things are a little bit slow, particularly this little awkwardness. Because actually, now that I think about it, now that we have these if statements, we don't even need to do this anymore. I think we can just go straight to the tuple. Because I was, one thing I would say is that during a contest or whatever, is that I add those little places of weirdness, because I don't want to think about, deduping or something like that quite yet. But now that, we can kind of prove to ourselves what is correct, we know that K is less greater than J and so forth, then we know that it holds that the invariant, which is that A is less than B, less than or equal to, I guess in this case, all these things, and that, all the indexes lines up. And in that case, I don't need to sort it, because we know that it's going to already be in order, right? So yeah, so okay, let's give it a submit. Okay, cool. Yeah. So what is the complexity for this one? This one is going to be n squared, dominated by here is n squared, obviously, and here is also n squared, and also maybe obviously. Um, Roughly speaking, I mean, there's also sorting here, but the actual expensive part is this part where you do an additional for loop inside n squared. And again, this is going to be output sensitive in that this the texture of the input determines your complexity, because it may be that n squared is fast enough, but it may also be that there's some like weird thing where for example, I think for my particular edge, the way that I particularly wrote it, if A, B, C, and D are all zeros and target is a zero, um, and all 200 things are the same, then it may be a little bit slow, right? So it is what it is. And there's some trade-offs and there's some things that you can kind of, guard against these cases, but that's going to be what happened. Okay, that's all I have for this one. Let me know what you think. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, join me on Discord. Let me know what you think. Have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. Stay cool, stay calm, to good mental health, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.